Hey family, one love to you all. Much love to my brothers and sisters in the spirit. I greet you all with love and light of the Most High God, source of all things, source within. I hope all is well with your family. I decided to check in, yes indeed, to do a quick little video. This is my way of reaching out to you, letting you see that your sister is doing just fine. I'm doing just fine. Pretty much, you know, staying focused, staying grounded, and just trying to be led by the spirit, okay, not get too caught up in you know um watching a whole lot of confusion, a whole lot of negativeness, a whole lot of distraction on TV, even online, with YouTube. There's a lot of videos of a lot of chaos that's going on, okay, outside of us, all around us, okay, whether it be in your city or state or other city and states. It's a lot going on, in the present. Let me just say that. And I'm only going to speak for me, just due to the fact I feel so deeply. And I can't help it. It's the empathy in me. And well, I can't speak for nobody else, but still, whether a person considers themselves being an empath or not, people have eyes, okay? And people have a heart. And you can't help but feel some type of way when you see things, when you see things that are going on in the world that's affecting other people, you can't help but feel, okay? We're not robots, let me just say that. Some people's hearts are like stones, they don't feel it all, they just block that off, because we know to feel is to heal. But a lot of people don't want to feel. And I guess that's their way of trying to protect them, but, the way I see it is so, when you're not feeling, you're not being present, shall I say. When you're not feeling, you're shutting off the most important organism there is, and it's the heart. And the power that be is definitely trying to, attack the heart, trying to attack the consciousness of mankind, shall I say. Because due to this shift that's going on, everybody is experiencing it differently for themselves. And unfortunately, you want to help people. I mean, if you know what I'm talking about, you're going to help people that once weren't awakened. They're starting to awaken slowly. It's a process. I'm not really where I want to be either. It's a process. Okay, let me just say that, because I'm in this with your family. Everybody just on different levels. Okay, but you want to help people who are not awakened yet. They're still in the box. And when they watch videos, okay, of things that's going on, and they just don't really have the eyes to really see, the true enemy. Let me just say that. Because everybody see the enemy different, okay? Their perception of the enemy. Let me just say that. They might ask a question, in comments, because I say it all the time when I'm, checking out different people's videos, and they may ask a question. And this is somebody, like I said, they're still in the box, but they're starting to question, things. And you might have somebody to say something like, or respond, why you ask that, you're stupid, you know. Or you might read comments like, it's some stupid people in here. So you could tell the ones that are awake and the ones that are not. Like that's really going to help anybody. But anyway, you might see comments like, I see a lot of woke people here, and the ones that are not, they're so stupid. They need to wake up. I get it. I was once considered stupid too, okay? But people who, let me just say this. I like the word ignorant, Okay, I like that word better. It's pretty much the same thing, but it is what it is. But when I see people who, and it's their choice, who gets off on looking down on other people just because they don't know. Okay, because if they see the big picture, they wouldn't put nobody down. All right. Yes, it's a lot of people who are in the box. That's the big picture. They're in the box and they're asking questions. They are questioning, which is a good thing. Whether they agree with you or not, they're still questioning. And, you have people who read their comments, okay? And they look at them as though they're stupid. How is just telling people you're stupid going to help them? You know, why don't you give them some sound advice? You know, how does that make a person feel when they look down on other people? When I see comments like that, I question the person who left those comments. I'm like, wow, your light must not be that bright. You say you're conscious, you say you are woke, but your light is not that bright. Surely you're not an awakened soul and you're looking down on your brothers and sisters just because they can't see what you see, just because they don't know what you know. And like I said, everybody's at different levels, but why shut somebody down? Why feel the need to call them stupid? Just because they don't think the way you think, just because they don't know what you know. How, family, can a person help somebody when they're shutting them down? How about lifting them up? And even if you don't agree with whatever it is they're saying, why feel the need to have a response that's negative? When has ever a negative response helped anybody? Just saying. All that's going to do is pretty much like you're running your feet to evil, but you're verbally doing it. All that's going to do is cause a reaction, a chain of reaction. Every action has a reaction. You're going to have two people going back and forth, belittling each other. Because that person's going to feel offended because you call them stupid. And really, even though that person saw the comment that other person left that was still in that box way of thinking, their negative comment wasn't helping anything. It just caused confusion and it caused chaos and drama. The way I see it, a person who is truly awakened, okay, like I said, it's different levels. A lot of people just, conscious, and they're real conscious, okay, but they're not spiritual. Conscious is when you're starting to question, and you really start. Hold on, family. I'm sorry, I thought my little queen was going to come on in here. But as I was saying, conscious is like, when you're awakened to where you're more, aware of what's going on, you're questioning more, and you're doing your research, and you come to a lot of information, and, your thought process is changing. Let me just say that. But it still doesn't make you spiritual. It doesn't make you spiritual. And there are levels when it comes to consciousness, as far as awakening conscious, well, expanding your horizon, your consciousness. And there are levels as well as when it comes to spirituality. There are levels. Okay? I am that I am. I don't care for labels. Because you have to live, when you put a label on what you are, people, how they say, much is given, much is required, but people start to, when you put that stamp label saying that you're this, you're that, people, that what you say you are, that's what they expect out of you. I am that I am. Okay, and that's what I tell people. I am that I am. I'm not going to say I'm this, I'm that, I'm this, I'm that. That's the world trying to put a label on people. I'm a sovereign being. I am that I am. The gift of the Most High God has given me. I'm grateful. I'm humbled. Yes, I have a gift of the Spirit, but I am that I am. I don't look down on nobody because the level of spirituality that I'm on, me looking down on people, that's me reflecting that shadow part of me that, let me just say, that's how I feel about myself. All right. And if I'm someone who's raised my vibration and somebody might say something that I don't agree with, I see it in a different light. I don't look down on them because I'm not operating in my shadow self, okay? I look at it as though, okay, because it's like, I'm connecting with my higher self, and I'm trying to learn to think before I speak. Let me just say that. But I see it in a different way. I'm like, okay, that's their level of understanding. Okay, it's okay, And you start operating compassion. You say, well, okay, I see where they're coming from. I don't agree with it, but that's where they come from. That's their level of understanding. Whatever the subject is, okay, as far as them leaving that comment, I just look at it from a place of compassion and okay, well, that's how they see things. All right, I don't agree with it, but okay, I wish them well. That's it. But I don't feel the need to attack them just because they left a comment that I don't agree with. And even if somebody, family, if you happen to leave a comment, and I'm only saying this because we're doing like social media, and many of you are watching my videos, you watch other people videos, and you do read the comments. You can see when people, they don't understand a person and they find them strange or whatever, and whatever that they're talking about, they don't agree with. They call them names, and you can hold on, family. I got distracted again. I apologize, but anyway. I'm in a garage family, I have an active 7-year-old, and I try to let kids be kids, but like I said, this is one of my sanctuaries, the garage, and outside, if I choose to go outside. But anyway, or the deck, which is very pleasant as well. But anyway, the point I'm trying to make is, family, by you watching my videos, the people videos, you have to check the comment section. You see people leaving a lot of comments. I know for me, I love to read the comments. I like to get a feel for where people are. It speaks volume. Okay, it speaks volume. I just like to know how people think when it comes to different topics, and it lets me know where they are, shall I say? But anyway, and you might see somebody down there, attacking the person, not so much the person who video that they're watching, but people who leave comments on the bottom. You might see somebody who don't agree with the comments. They might start to attack them, and before you know it, these two are going at it. They're going at it. Instead of the person, ignoring it, which is the best thing to do. Instead of them, they might see that comment and be like, but they ignore it. Okay, that's being the bigger person, really. Some choose to ignore, some choose to retaliate, and they leave another comment, and all it does is causes, confusion and drama. When I leave a comment, when I choose to leave a comment, and I notice I might have maybe several people who leave comments, and I'm talking about when I watch other people's videos. I might get maybe out of maybe 16 comments, replies from what I said. One might be negative, and I will feel some type of way, okay, because I feel deeply. It is what it is. And I get why people want to retaliate, but I see the big picture. So I look at it, and I'm like, And all of a sudden I start, I don't hear voices, let me just say that, but I get this something on the inside of me. Let me just say that it tugs at me, and like I said, I'm led by the spirit, and I would say, okay, I just look at it and I would ignore it. Okay, I would ignore it. People who leave negative feedback, family. Now, I do not respond. I look at it, I see for what it is. I say to myself, okay, because I had to have a moment, okay? I had to have a moment. I said, okay, that's their opinion. I wish them well. That's all. That's what I say. I say, okay, that's their opinion. I wish them well. And also, now it depends on what they left, If it's a negative opinion back, I say, okay, that's their opinion. I don't agree with it, but I wish them well. That's how I handle it. Now, they're calling me a name and they're just going on being negative, negative, negative. You know, oh, you stupid. You know what you're talking about. I'd be like, okay. I don't agree with them calling me stupid. I don't agree with that, but that's their opinion. I wish them well. And I do not type that in. I say that on the inside. And I'm telling you why I say that on the inside. By me doing this. This keeps me from taking it in, okay? It keeps me from taking it in and also from retaliating, okay? Because you know, like I know, when we retaliate, we're operating in our shadow selves, okay? As well as your ego. You know, the ego wants to fight back, you know, and defend your honor. Yeah, and it's a time and place for everything. The word tells you that it's a time and place for everything. But I'm just saying, in order to keep wetting my feet to evil, in order to keep peace be still, okay? I choose not to respond. And being silent is the best weapon. Resist what they say, resist the devil and he will flee. Wherever you want to call them, spiritual wickedness in high places, resist it and he will flee. Yes, indeed. Because that's what they want you to do. They want you to retaliate. And for them to leave those negative messages, they don't feel so good about themselves, okay? And how they say, hurt people hurt people. When they come at you like that, it's something about you that just turns them off, okay? You leave those certain messages, it just don't sit well with them, and they just have to leave a negative reply, okay? Let them have that. The main thing, don't receive it. That's the key. Don't receive it, family. I've done videos about this many times before, but I feel the need to bring it up because many of you, you know, you're YouTubers. Let me just say that because, you know, I'm a YouTuber too. You know, I do watch YouTube that I am led by the Spirit to watch, okay? And of course, I do videos on YouTube. And, you know, when it comes to energy, it's ongoing. It's ever ongoing, okay? It's not stagnant. Energy is not stagnant. It's ongoing. And, you know, everything's not going to be lovey-dovey all the time. It's pretty much knowing what to do when the situation comes up, you know. It's pretty much knowing what to do when you have to deal with a problem, shall I say, you know, or you have to deal with negative forces, attacks, and all of that. Knowledge is powerful. And even though I say, you know, and I speak about people that are ignorant, I pretty much will refer to the word, you know, by people perish from a lack of knowledge, you know, and that's the truth, you know, because I haven't always been where I am, okay? In the past, I operated as in being ignorant, okay? We all been ignorant, you know, but we don't have to stay ignorant. And then there's still things that we don't know we're still ignorant about. Okay, it's a process to everything, and we're all going to be ignorant. I was reading something, and we're all going to be ignorant to a certain extent, even when we leave this life, because we're not going to know it all. You're not going to know it all, family. But that which you need to know, pray about it. Pray and meditate so you get the answers, so it can help, so the information that will come to you can help you while you're down here to navigate, as well as when you go within yourself. The information that you will come into will help you to navigate on the inside, okay? So this has been my experience. This has helped me, family. And I'm just sharing it with many of you because I know many of you are dealing with something, especially when you're trying to change and, you know, you're working on yourselves, you know, you're loving yourself more. And I don't mean lip service. I mean, you're actually putting the work in by, you know, getting out in nature, because we all are part of nature. You know, we're here living on Earth Gaia. You know, you're planting your feet, you know, you are saying you love yourself by putting the work in. You know, you're meditating, you know, trying to get answers, you know, because all the answers that you're looking for are inside of you, you know, as far as finding out who you are and pretty much saying, I want the truth. You get all of this on the inside. Now you can get some answers out here because people constantly writing books, people constantly doing lectures, people constantly doing videos, sharing their truth, their testimony. That's all I do. But the ultimate information, the ultimate truth is on the inside of you. And this alone will help you, okay, to navigate out here, as well as, you will be led to the right people, okay, giving you the right information, okay, because you're starting to master yourself. But getting back to love, when people say they love themselves, a lot of times it's just, lip service, because they're not exercising, they're not eating more live food as far as vegetables, just taking care of their bodies, okay? Because we need our bodies. We need our bodies, but when we're not taking care of our bodies, family, we're not loving on ourselves the way we say we love ourselves, okay? We need this body, to be able to operate down here, to do the work that what you have come here to do. You need your body healthy, okay? I'm ready to change location real quick. I had to change location, family. That garage wasn't doing it for me. I kind of forgot where I left off at, but just give me a moment. I like to be led by the Spirit. Just give me a moment. But as I was stating earlier, and the point I'm trying to make is, family, many people who are operating negative, okay? I'm sure I'm changing the subject, but I'm being led by the Spirit right now. Many people who are operating very negative, that you're seeing it presently, okay? Everyone is having their own experience. God is ever present. The Most High God is in everybody, source, okay? And people are having the experience that they choose to have. I'm only bringing this up because I feel led by the Spirit to speak on this topic real quick, because it's so easy for us to judge people when we see things we don't like. I'm guilty of that myself, but I'm trying to learn, to be more in tune with what the Spirit is trying to convey to me, because, my higher self is trying to get me to be more compassionate when it comes to people, because everybody is having their own experience, and out of the experience, okay, it's going to affect everybody in such a way, which is their choice. They're going to start moving more towards the light, and many of them are going to start moving more away from the light. But it's their choice, okay, due to free will out here. For such a time as this, many people are going to be more isolated. For me, whatever I was going through 5 years ago, I became more isolated. I was also dealing with a lot of things, okay, emotionally, at that particular time, that I needed to work on, okay. I would say that Source was dealing with me, let me just say that. And I was having a lot of dark night of the soul. But out of that, by me being in darkness, okay, and a lot of this was my own doing, because, this is my mind, we think how we think, you can choose to be positive or negative, all right? Due to what I was going through and experiencing back then, I choose to handle it and deal with it in as far as being negative, okay? As far as with my thoughts, projecting negative thoughts towards people or towards a person. And like I said, it's like a boomerang effect. These thoughts can come back on you. Let me just say that. But during that time, the Most High God was working on me, and I was starting to awaken. But also during that time, I was very isolated. And the one thing about being isolated, You know, that's a time when you can really hear God's voice, source God's voice. And a lot of times it's a still voice that is within us. You know, it's like hearing your voice, but it's a soft spoken, still voice. And we hear it all the time, but we ignore it. And when you're isolated, you're not distracted. When you're isolated, you're not dealing with a lot of people. You know, you you choose to move more solo, okay, which is a matter of choice, okay. And really, I wasn't really looking at it as though, oh, I'm trying to awaken. You know, to me, everything was like stages. You know, but getting back to the present, due to all these energies, you know, that's building up in the atmosphere on Earth Gaia, because it is a shift. Please believe that. A lot of people want to start to experience this, and if many of you notice that you're very isolated, that's good. You're able to hear Source God's voice. Okay, you're able to take time out for yourself and pray and meditate diligently. Okay, put the time and effort in your meditation to where you're meditating more longer. Okay, an hour or more if need be. You know, you're not distracted. Most people who have an awakening, let me just say this, they are isolated and they are loners. They have had a dark night of the soul. And I say this because how can you speak on something that you never experienced? You know, how can you know how real God is if you never really experience it in a spiritual manner, shall I say? It's one thing that we have the voice, you know, or things. It's one thing for us to say, you know, I know God is real, but to experience God on a deeper level, you know, because God is within us. To awaken this on the inside, to tap in on the inside, it's something else, family. It's something else. And when you do, you realize you are so loved. When you do, you realize you're never alone. You're never alone. I don't care where you go. Even if you're a person that's solo, God is with you. His rod, his staff, they comfort you. Okay? When you read that verse, you understand it. It's not this. It's not that you understanding it by reading it. You understand it because you witness it. You've seen it for yourself. And of course, we know, you know, God, the source God, the omnipotent, ever present. It source is unseen, but we can feel source. We can feel source. We feel it. The air we breathe, we can't see it, but it's there. The wind, we see the effects of the wind, but you cannot see it. But when you go within yourself, God will reveal itself to you in a whole new way. In a whole new way, family. That only you can say. Well, let me change my words. That only you would know for yourself. And can nobody take that from you. It's your truth. Most High God will show you the mystery of the kingdom and so much more. But you're not going to really see it being distracted. You're not going to see it being too carnal. You got to get spiritual. You got to go within yourself. You got to go within yourself to connect. When you're solo and you're not distracted, you're pretty much shutting this world off. You're shutting this world off so you can feel and you can see. But when it comes to this, if you're not here yet, pray about it. Many of you want it, but you're scared because due to your research, watching other people talk about it, the pros and the cons, and there are. You fear the unknown, but you have to face it. Just like you gotta face your shadow self, you have to face it. How do you know what you can do unless you try? How do you know what giants you can fight unless you see them and you fight them? You really don't know what you can do if you haven't never had the opportunity to have the experience. You can do anything you put your mind to, family. Like I said, many people want this. Many people are experiencing this, and they did not force it. I didn't force mine. And I would love for it to have been somebody like me to watch, because I've done many videos in the past speaking of the pros and cons when it comes to the spiritual side being awakened. Okay, it was my truth. Everybody's experiences are different, but still I've given them something. I've given them an insight and some nuggets of what to expect. Okay, if you see this, how you should handle it, because it works for me. And the Most High God can respect a person. I didn't know anything about frequency back then. I had to learn everything. Just like me, many of you, you're going to have to find out for yourself. Especially if you have a closed ear, you're going to find out for yourself. Especially if you're not doing your research, you're going to find out for yourself. But if many of you are seeking, if you're seeking, so shall you find. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. But you got to remove fear. You got to remove fear, family. So what if you see something dark inside of you? It's what you do. It's what you do about it that determines everything. As far as how you operate out here, it's what you do about it that determines everything. As well as when you go within yourself, when you see something that you don't like, it's what you do about it. Are you going to operate in fear and run from it and not confront it? Stand, know whose you are as a child of Most High God, and confront it. Because that's one of the ways to help you. It's sort of like different levels, you know. In this level right here, you see all this dark stuff, and everybody's different. But when you master yourself and you learn to remove fear and you confront it, which is pretty much your shadow selves, okay? And also for the most part, when you start to heal and love yourself and, you know, own your shit, you know, those areas about you that needs healing, you know, this on the inside,